Shabbos is known as Shabbos Nachamu, which means like be comforted, my people. It's a Shabbos of comfort. Now it falls after Tisha B'av, which was Thursday, which was the saddest day of the Jewish calendar. And it's called that because in the beginning of the Haftorah, which is the piece that we read after the Torah portion, the prophet tells us that be comforted, my people. The idea that God is saying to the Jewish people, you should be comforted. Now, what's really compelling, I think, about this is the idea, and oftentimes we wonder, this idea of a grudge, right? People have a tendency to hold a grudge. And, everyone has problems, but usually most of the problems come as a result of the conversations or the conversations we don't have after the fight. And the amazing concept here is that God's teaching the Jewish people and really teaching us as individuals is there's really no need for a grudge. What does he say? It's again an idea of a double comfort. God says you should be comforted, my people, which essentially means we're not holding a grudge, right? We are trying to move on with our life. And that God reestablishes a relationship, because oftentimes if we screw things up, we think, oh gosh, are we ever going to be friends again? Or, oh gosh, how do we ever go back to normal? And from the language that the prophet tells us, God right away says, nothing's changed. We're still on the same page. And it's really fascinating, this concept, because so often when we feel like we're dealing with frustration, we feel like we're dealing with a separation in a relationship, we're always worried, like, how do we go back to that place? And it's difficult because sometimes it's hard to go back. But oftentimes, especially the one that was the offended party, allows the relationship to go back, right, and says, no, we're still good. That's oftentimes our greatest obligation. So again, we have conflict in our life. It happens, right? But oftentimes we could find within ourselves that we were the offended party. And as the offended party, it could be up to us to reach out, to rectify the relationship, and to make peace and to bring it back the way it was. And not necessarily wait for the offending party to be the one that says, yeah, I'm sorry. So again, always try to say you're sorry. But if you're the one to whom the sorry is owed, do your best to reach out and to try to repair that relationship and to reestablish it as it was before. Shabbat Shalom.